Boogety Boogety JB, we are back and rolling. I'm gonna
Hey.
try to do a normal intro too. Welcome to Fast and Loose. This is Fast and Loose with JB Smooth and Chase Elliott Emily. He's fast, I'm loose. We're here, episode 19, rocking and rolling with Bella, our special guest here,
Bell.
joining us. And we just kicked off. I don't know what number race of the season, but this was the fourth race in the in-season tournament, JB. We have our final two, and I'm going to go on a limb, JB, and I think Ty is going to win the $1 million. Is that going to be Ty Dillon or Ty Gibbs?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Who
they're
knows?
both
But
ties. So
guaranteed Ty is going to win $1 million
a
next
tie
week.
will happen.
But we just got done wrapped up the Monster Mile, your favorite track, JB, as we've come to learn. Dover just ended. We had two races today. Not only do we have the 400 miles, the Echo Park 400 at Dover in Delaware, but they had the Ontario Honda Dealers IndyCar race in Toronto, on the streets of Toronto. Pretty fun race. Fun, like I said, double motorsports. They wrapped up just before they took the green flag. They were rolling off the pit road when in Dover, Delaware, as they were driving in to victory lane for the IndyCar race. So it was perfect timing.
I know, complete perfect timing, right?
Yeah.
One race ended, another starts as Bella's just walking all over the place.
No worries.
Sorry.
Come here, Bella.
I think she's trying to get down. Go. Hop down. Go.
But JB, I think we'll dive into that. We'll dive into what's fresh. We just ripped the Band-Aid off of this Dover win. And for you, JB, like I said last week, you've kind of got this third eye where you have, I don't know, like a gut feeling. If maybe you have the secret script that they're trying to write each week. But again, you're out here calling shots, predicting winners, and for the second week in a row, you're like SVG. This is your back-to-back.
Hey.
Called him last week to go back-to-back in Sonoma. And we were talking about it. You said, I think it's Denny Hamlin's race to lose here in Dover. And
yes,
lo and
sir.
behold, even though my guy Chase Elliott led over 223 laps, I want to say today, it was Denny Hamlin who ends up crossing the victory line, the finish line. I can't talk. Crossed the finish line with the checkered flag, and took home the win. His fourth on the year. His leader for the most wins of points paying races on the season. Christopher Bell does also have 4 wins on the season, 3 of them coming in a row, but that fourth win was in a non-points winning race.
The All-Star race.
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't win any points towards the standings. He only won $1 million. So bummer.
Oh, only $1 million. Oh no.
Bummer. So yeah, his fourth win of the season, although it doesn't help much any more than his other 3 he did in the playoffs, he only gets $1 million for that. So but nonetheless, pretty clean race today. I mean, I think it wasn't until early in
stage 2 when Christopher Bell got a little bit of a spin out. Coming off a turn, one of the banks up there. I don't know. I think he just caught his tire just a little awkwardly and, just spun out a little bit. He was still able to from that, bounce back, head into the pit road, get some fresh new tires, and then honestly hopped right back into the race like nothing happened. Quite impressive.
Yeah, they did a really good job of the of strategy late in stage 3 when it was looking like there was rain coming on the forecast. They weren't quite sure if it was going to stop the race or not.
Shout out to whoever Bubba Wallace's people in this headset were, because they just 20 minutes before it was even about to take place and happen. But I don't know why they were super cautious about that for him as well too, super early. But hey.
Yeah, the green flag pit cycles go through. You see a couple of the guys who are right behind the leader go into pit. It forces Chase Elliott, who's in the lead, to go in their pit. You can't get caught out there, if the rain doesn't come and you end up still going green. Just about after most everybody getting pitting, just only about 3 cars I think left, 4 cars that hadn't pitted. You see a caution come out. Ross Chastain spins around, I think made contact with the wall, and then all of a sudden he had a very interesting dynamic of like what was going to happen, how was everything going to play out, because while during the green flag pit cycles, a lot of cars are still a lap down. So, it was very interesting. You had 3 cars on the lead lap that still needed to pit, 8 cars in total still on the lead lap, to 5 guys who were on who completed their green flag pit stop. Chase Elliott leading that pack, and very interesting. Christopher Bell was able to kind of flip his position. He was, leading when the caution came out. He was able to pit and only jump back. I think he went back from first to stayed in the top 10, went back to 8th, and was able to climb back up towards the front again. Found himself near the front of the race when there's the
oh god, I want that trophy.
Hell yeah, that's so sick.
That trophy looks so fucking sweet. The Monster Mile trophy, still one of my best, my top. As you see, the in-season challenge race, Ty Dillon versus Ty Gibbs.
Number 32 versus number 6. It is going to be fun.
That's definitely going to be an interesting race. And Indy next week, too.
Crown. I know, Crown Jewel, too.
Wow.
And it's these guys, they can, in theory, they just got to finish, ahead of each other. They could finish last and second to last.
I know, but yet still,
$1 million.
They're winning $1 million. One of these guys are winning $1 million. It's quite impressive, man.
Neither of them have yet to win a Cup Series race on their career. So very interesting to see.
Hey,
Tyler, who was defeated by Ty Gibbs, was the only driver to win a race left in a minute. I like seeing the new guys, get a chance. I'd love to see one of these guys get their first win. Tyler Reddick and Ty Gibbs were near each other the whole race. It seemed like we were joking around earlier with the whole script thing. It seemed like in the script it was we
got to make this competitive between these two.
They were neck and neck the whole time. And same thing with John Hunter Nemechek and Ty Dillon. They were in the 27, 26, 25 range the whole race. But it's again, you just got to finish ahead of the other guy. Doesn't matter if, doesn't matter if you finish 27th, as long as they finish 28th, you're going on to the next round. And so very fun, very exciting. I think it's gonna be very cool next week. The Crown Jewel. Oh, man, if there was somehow, some way I could make my way down to.
No, right? I know we would, but God.
Oh, but hell yeah, man! I mean, what a fun weekend. Dover, obviously too, a really fun track, tough track. I loved seeing. And the rubber, they're talking about they got to clean up the track a little bit each caution, each stage break and stuff like that, because it's just they just laid down.
After the manufacturer's first caution, you've seen the difference in the track from how it started versus where it was at right then and there. Just so tires marks just burnt up all across this track, and tire wear was a big issue today. I don't know who it was, but you've seen a string of the tire just kind of falling off behind. I don't know who that was, but it was I've never seen that on any of the tires before. But
I want to say it was Eric Jones, it might not have been Eric Jones. I remember seeing it too, JB. I'm trying to remember the car. Now you got me really racking my brain.
I might have wrote it down somewhere.
But either way, again, just an overall a really clean race. I think Gas Pass Crash is going to be really interesting.
I think that'll be super interesting for us as we're sitting here interviewing both the ties for next week. At least they'll get an in-season challenge, winner added to their resume.
Yeah, absolutely. And $1 million, into their bank account. It's going to be a big boost for, possibly Ty Dillon's career and his bank account. College racing, they're in the in-season tournament finale. This is sick. And then you got Joe Gibbs Racing representing. You kind of got that underdog and that Cinderella story, against one of the top 3, the big manufacturers. It's in the blue blood versus, the Cinderella. So, and out of all of the blue bloods, of the NASCAR manufacturer teams, Ty Gibbs, definitely the the weakest link in JGR. Like I said, the only winless driver on that team. I think he has over 100 career starts without a win. These aren't shots; these are just facts.
Yes, true, very true.
I like Ty Gibbs. JB loves Monster Energy.
Yeah, I represent.
Pretty sure he rocks with Ty Gibbs. He's rocking Monster Energy right now. It's his main sponsor. So hey, not hate, just facts. I'd be one of these guys to get a win. It'd be sick if they won the race and the $1 million, and they got like the in-season tournament purse. They got the race purse, and it's just kind of like double dip, and then you get your first win, kind of all wrap it up together.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows? We'll see. But nonetheless, I'm excited. It should be really, really fun when NASCAR gets back on the road to Indianapolis. It's the Indy 500 was sick. The Brickyard 400 is always sick. Seeing who's going to kiss the bricks, who's going to drink. So
it's going to be fun next weekend. I really do like this in-season challenge. Hopefully they keep this up and going in the upcoming seasons. Because it was fun. It adds a little bit of excitement and challenge to not only the drivers but all the fans as well too, who's taking a part in it.
Yeah,
to see it's like our March Madness, but in NASCAR.
Yeah,
I love that.
I really liked it too, and it's something I hope they continue to do as well. I think this week you didn't hear, at least for me, I don't feel like much about it as we did going into Sonoma.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I think we'll hear a lot more about it coming into like the finale. I think it's going to be really exciting. I think there's going to be a big play on the fact that Ty Dillon has been able to make it through as like the 32 seed. It really just goes to show. And if people want to say like, oh, it's like, this isn't really like that real. Like he came in 26th or whatever. It's like, all right, this is how it's set up. Like, I was thinking about this earlier today. Like each week in the NFL, or like, I guess like on a random like day in the NBA or the MLB, like you have two teams going head to head. Okay. And but ultimately like everyone wants to know like who's the best. You can't find out like every day like who is the best team because not everyone plays like head to head. These guys all like get to go like head to head in a race, and then there's like the race within the race. I think it just makes it like it's I don't know. I ran like cross country. I've been into motorsports for a while. I feel like just that dynamic and that like understanding of like it's like it is like if you're not first, you're last. Like winning is awesome, but at the same time, like no one wins every time.
Yeah,
and like
no one wins every single race.
Yeah, and just like building on those like each race and just kind of like what you learn and how you just kind of like just the more or less like the career you're able to build based on all of that. It's I don't know. I really enjoy it. I think it's really fun, and like I said, I think the really cool thing about the in-season tournament in NASCAR compared to any other sport is the way that it is in the same time like meaningless, but also like meaningful. Like they are all would love to win $1 million.
Oh yeah,
no
absolutely.
question about that. And at the same time, like it's just you're at the end of the day, like you can't complain about like you can't complain about like not advancing if because somebody like if you came in like 32nd and like somebody came in like 31st, it's like, okay, well you didn't win, so like what are you complaining about? Like if you want, like that's the thing, it kind of like gives you like something else to like I don't want to win the race, but as long if you can just beat the guy in front of you, give yourself still that shot to continue on to the next round, and then do what you can, because there's only one person who's going to win championship, and there's only 16 people who got a shot. 32 drivers had a shot to win this $1 million. So
yeah,
I think there's
only you. Your faith is on you.
I think there's only 20 or 24. I'm trying to remember right now off the top of my head. I'm blanking right now, but like I don't think there was 32 drivers in the All-Star race. So
I don't think so.
I think it was reserved for
because I think they limited this year.
It's like a certain number, and then there's like qualifications. Then if you've like won it before, you won championship or something like that. But yeah, it's so I feel like it's just the biggest opportunity for like these guys to like really change their careers. I feel like this is gonna like it's really changed the trajectory of Ty Dillon's career. Think about where he was 5 weeks ago before the in-season tournament, and where he's now. Like he's arguably becoming like his popularity has like catapulted over the last few years.
It's eye-opening. You said this will add to their resume, but also help them in the future as well too. They can say that they won the first in-season challenge. Whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, I think it's really fun and exciting. I mean, someone who can say that I won back-to-back races at Dover, and I was the first driver to do it since Jimmy Johnson, who won 10 times, is Mr. Denny Hamlin, who, as we kind of briefly touched on a little bit earlier, won today's race. He's been just crushing it this year, JB. I don't think like he's 44 years old. I think he had his earlier this season he had his 700th career start. Like it's insane when you think about how long he's been racing, how hungry he still is, and how he's still there every week. Like
he's still there every week. Yeah. He still puts in the time in the work, whether that's a similar in office and at the other office of 2311. As you know, they're going through some issues right now with NAR, the lawsuit and everything. Just the determination of him staying focused throughout this whole process and in this race, that he can still come out on top of a victory and knows what to do, knows how much it takes to get into this race and finish it at the top level that he does every single week. Like, it's quite impressive given his age and everything like that, where a lot of other drivers are kind of just, running out their last few races and years that they have left in the Cup Series before they call it quits. He's still pushing the limits, man.
Yeah, I think earlier this year I was saying it seemed like Kyle Larson was really pushing it. We talked about it last week. Him and a few other drivers kind of seem to be in a bit of a lull, or not like a slump, but just kind of been just kind of idling through the season. Kyle Larson, competitive today, top 5, top 10 finish. Can't remember exactly right now the exact running order, but either way, I think this, like I said, Denny Hamlin might end up finally getting that first championship this season. He's come close quite a few times, and it'd be pretty cool. We saw him win at Michigan. We got to see get up close and talk to him a little bit, listen to his post race press conference and everything. So pretty fun, pretty to see just that continued success of somebody who I don't know. I made the analogy to you earlier. I'd love to see him kind of take on this whole Doc Holliday type of character. He's this anti-hero. I don't know. I love Doc Holliday. He's from Tombstone. He's just such a badass character. And
the anti-hero.
They asked Denny Hamlin. It's you've got 4 wins on the year. You're still going at it. It's pretty impressive. He's he's how much longer? Or he's what do you have to say about it? He's I still got a lot left in the tank. So,
it's how far? How much do you have left in the tank? How far can that get you?
Yeah, and it's and if people are wondering, I was reading an article where Joey Logano was kind of talking about his career and how long he kind of or when he kind of plans to retire more or less, and kind of when he no longer sees himself as being a beneficial on or off the track and stuff like that for a team if he's ever a detriment. He's who knows when that will be. He doesn't see him anytime soon or anything like that. But it's it's not realistic to be a top athlete into your 50s. And I think about it, and it's well, who was a top athlete up in through their 50s?
It was
our guy JB, Mark Martin.
Hey,
he defied aging for a long time. He put in the work. He was one of the first drivers to take his physical fitness really seriously, and you saw the benefits of that. And the longevity of his career. Man,
still catching up from yesterday as we were in Pittsburgh, PNC Park for Mac Miller Day.
We got part of the way to Dover, and then we saw it was Mac Miller bobblehead night. And we were all right, let's just
U-turn.
Let's just go to Pittsburgh, get the bobblehead, and then we'll turn back around instead of getting to Dover because we heard it might rain. So the Xfinity race got called off for the rain. We were let's just go to the game. It's sunny in Pittsburgh. We got bobbleheads, so win's a win. We made it work, but we're trying to get caught up on sleep for sure.
Oh, definitely.
But speaking of getting caught up on sleep, I did wake up in time this morning, or like I guess race started at noon, so just by afternoon. Enough. I did want to check out the IndyCar race today.
Oh yeah.
Because for a long time in NASCAR, Chase Elliott not only did he start on pole, he was leading for a while. He raced 400 laps at Dover at the Monster Mile. He led over 200 laps today, and he was up there late in the race. I was hoping he'd get the win, just fell back. Not quite. Another driver who I'm quite a big fan of. I'm very my favorite, I would say, in the IndyCar circuit, Mr. Pato O'Ward.
I knew it. Yep.
Was able to take home the victory today in Toronto at the I thought it had a funny name, JB. I'm gonna try and get it right.
The Toronto course.
Yeah, it was not like, because we had the Detroit Chevy Grand Prix. It was the Ontario Honda Dealers Indy Toronto.
That is too much. That is too much a race name.
And I was, checking out, I was just like, all right, it's chill, it's cool. We got a fun race today. It was pretty exciting. Alex Palou dominated for the first half, and there was an early there was an early caution, and then there was like a change in like strategy, and there was like, all right, there's groups of people who are out, like these groups of drivers are trying to make this a 2-stop race. These drivers are doing a stop race, and they're talking about like the real thing is like, can Alex Palou do this, like stretch the soft tires, because they're talking about the fall off of the reds versus the hards, and it's very interesting to see that it was a long time to try to stretch those tires. Different cautions come out. JB, they didn't have a very good race in NASCAR today too, and they did even worse in IndyCar. And it's far for the course for this team for going on 2 months. I don't even know. I think you probably know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, I know.
Poor Penske, and it's not even just Penske, dude. Joseph Newgarden, dude. He was
my guy.
Dude, he was the poor victim of what can only be like described as wrong place, wrong time. The driver gets loose, starts to spin, and he ends up sideways, and Joseph Newgarden ends up like underneath him somehow. Like the car was on top of it. It was insane, and it ended his day, and you could just tell, like, they did like a small post-race interview in the media center, and they like asked him a question. They put the microphone in his face. He's like, "Hey, I just want to say, shout out, sorry, bug bummer to PBG Paints," and he just kind of names through like his like quick sponsors, and then just like it just walks away. It's like,
you could tell he was upset and just kind of wanted to disconnect from this race, media, everything like that. He wants to put it behind him and just move on to the next one, but everyone wants to talk about right now.
Yeah.
And that's the rough part about being a driver or any professional athlete coming off a loss, talking about the loss.
And so a bit of a bummer for Penske, but the man who won the race, the guy who took home the checkered flag in Toronto, was Mr. Pato. The second win for Chevy on the year. The only Chevy driver to get a win on the year. The only other win coming from Chevy was last weekend on Saturday when Pato O'Ward won the first of the 2 Farm to Fresh 275s at Iowa. Shout out, yeah. Indeed, Honda has dominated this season, and in fact, it was Honda who swept the podium down in Detroit at the Detroit Chevrolet Grand Prix, which I'm rocking my hat for today. But then it was Chevrolet who didn't sweep the podium, but they took the top spot, which is
okay,
which is the one everybody wants. You know what I mean? And 2 Hondas coming in second and third. Awesome top podium today. They were talking about, like, as far as like this is maybe the most popular, like most likable podium. You had Pato O'Ward coming in first place. And then Dale Coyne Racing, you had Rinus VeeKay coming in. Rinus VeeKay, very well-liked racer from the Netherlands. So shout out to Rinus. And then the fellow Chip Ganassi teammate to Alex Palou and Scott Dixon.
Hey.
Yeah, a driver who's quietly been very good all year, very consistent. Kiffin Simpson, driver the number 8 from Chip Ganassi.
Okay.
Holding off Colton Herta, who I believe started on the pole today. held him off, and he ended up staying on the podium. It was late. He had a little bit more push to pass. Colton Herta was working through it, but Kevin Simpson able to hold him off. And the race did end. I should say the race did end under caution.
Of course,
Felix Rosenquist and who had suffered damage, gotten bumped into on the left front wing side of his front wing, race from Will Power, aka Will Plower, suffered some damage.
Power,
yeah, and then again later in the race, they ended up getting into it. Didn't get any damage, but gets into the front right side of the wing with Will Power, aka Will Power, and made a couple contacts with some people. There was a lot of bumping. Christian Lundgaard too was racing really aggressive for the fellow Arrow McLaren driver, teammate of Power. And I was insane. They were like back there, like 13th place, and you're like, it was a tough fight for 13th. But yeah, I mean, fun time down at Indy, and I wanted to shout out the Chevrolet team and Arrow McLaren getting that first one. Arrow McLaren, we don't talk about F1. I don't really pay attention to F1.
We'll talk about it a lot, but yeah.
But
we do see you guys, though.
I don't. JB, he might.
I at least stay up as much as I can on everything.
He carries all of the water for F1 for us. I checked the F1 standings today, and I realized the Arrow McLaren was 1 and 2. There's like, is it Piastrati or whatever his name is?
I don't know how to say that. And then names. I will butcher someone's last name.
And then it was like Lando Norris were 1 and 2, and then it was like Max Verstappen. I was like, whoa! I thought Max Verstappen just won every race in Formula One. Like I just thought that's how it worked. Everybody talked about he was like just
the GOAT. Yeah.
But either way, I say that as like diving into Dover a little bit of the racing IndyCar, but I'm ready. I'm excited, JB. Without a lot of crashing, I'm excited to see where the crash goes and gas crash and pass. Or I mixed up the order we say, but yeah, the gas pass crash. So let's you ready to get into those? Like I said, I'm eager to see where we go with these.
Yeah, let's see where we go with these. You want to start it off?
Hell yeah! I don't mind kicking us off for our gas pass crash. Kind of keep it flowing as usual. My gas. I don't know. I'm a little torn, JB. I don't really even know where to go with my gas or my pass. I think I want to give my pass to the same guy I want to give my gas to. But
really?
No. You know what? No, I know he's getting my pass. My gas. I know he's getting my crash too because some funny comment I heard during the red flag. But my gas. I mean, I think you got to give it to Mr. Denny Hamlin, 4-time winner on the season.
Yeah.
Just mashing it, taking home the win. No doubt he's got to be the new leader for as far as like with the playoff standings. And I wonder where he's in the regular season standings too. Chase Elliott very consistent on the year. Those like I know Denny Hamlin has a couple of like back to the pack finishes. Chase Elliott hasn't finished outside the top 20 all season, so it'll be very interesting to see where things shake out with the standings after everything is kind of like. After all the points are tallied up and everything. But Denny Hamlin, had his foot on the gas, ended up taking home, taming the monster that is Miles in Dover. And so I don't know else to really give the gas to.
Really.
It's my pass is going to be, and this is a big pass, JB. I had to think about it for a second. This is a big pass in the race.
What do you think?
Possibly $1 million pass. The free pass that Ty Dillon got because of that caution, was it on the overtime?
Yep, overtime.
Yeah, a huge. Because it's like if you're on the same lap as John Hunter Nemechek, who knows what happens as you're going. But as you're going through those last few laps to the white flag and the checkered flag, but. The free pass that Ty Dillon was able to collect gave him that breathing room, made it really tough for JHN, damn near impossible. So I mean, the pass, $1 million pass, a free pass for $1 million. Yeah, how about that, JB? Possibly a free pass for $1 million. That's the name of this episode. A free pass for $1 million.
That is wild.
That's got to be it. And then it was 56 minutes of red flag, 57 minutes of red flag while the rain came in.
Yep.
And it was Noah Gregson who was talking to one of the broadcasts, and he's like, "Yeah, we're just hoping not to wreck." And it was his fault in that crash.
Yeah, we're really hoping not to wreck. He just wrecked.
Not his fault too. It's like he's like further back in the row in the grid. Christopher Bell spins out again, and then kind of collects a couple guys. William Byron and Noah Gregson end up into the wall in front of the pit lane, and bit of a bummer. Sucks to suck, but I just thought that was funny. I had to shout out my crash. Had to go to Noah Gregson, who specifically said, like, jinxed himself. I was literally walking up to the door, JB. I was like,
he literally just jinxed himself.
Yeah. I was like, because he crashed. I was like, that's hilarious. Yeah, shout out Noah Gregson. So you will redeem yourself. Don't worry, my guy. So JB, very curious where you stand with the gas, the passing, and the crashing for us, my guy.
Well, I think we're on similar pace with the gas. It has to go to Denny Hamlin. I mean, back-to-back Dover wins for him right there once again.
Yeah, right.
Like, so impressive, especially at his age. He's still doing it. Everything that's going on around him. Gotta give him credit. My pass has to go to Christopher Bell, man. You've seen 2 spin outs from him today, and yet he was still fighting every chance that he got. And at a certain point, it was the old school veteran versus the kind of, I don't want to say new, but like the middle novice driver as well too. When it was Denny and Christopher Bell just competing back and forth with those last maybe 40 laps to go. I think
it was the old bull and the young buck.
The young buck and the old bull, yeah. Just going back and forth, and I'm like, this is like a skill race right here. Could fresh tires beat old tires, and does the old tires have enough veteran mentality as a driver to still keep competing? And hell, he made it happen. Tough luck for Christopher Bell. Those 2 spin outs just hurt him so much, but he was right there. I got to give him a lot of credit as well too. My crash has to go to the weather over this weekend. What the hell? I'm so done with the fucking rain. Like, when it's race day, racing guys, I just want it to be sunny, 80 degrees just all day. Like, is that too much to ask for?
I don't think so. I mean, the race yesterday was called for weather and stuff. It's just a bummer, but I mean, it's just, hey, it's kind of happened. I don't know. I was happy they finished the race.
Yes, I was happy. I will say that. I'm glad they didn't just call it right then and there, but they went to commercial and it changed from sprinkles to complete downpour. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. But nonetheless, I was happy they finished. So I wonder if they didn't get that caution from Ross Chastain, I think it was.
Yeah, Ross. Yep.
Yeah, going to the checker if they end up making it with only a couple laps because I think if they get under 6 or 7, I don't think they finish. But it's would you really bring everybody out for a green light checkered finish? It'd be pretty. I don't know. I'd be down for it, but still, waiting an hour for that would be nuts.
I know, right?
So, but yeah, pretty solid. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'd crash the weather if I could.
I just hate it. I love to see just a bright, sunny race day. That's just all you ask for. Every single race day.
I mean, speaking of weather too, it got crazy. There was tornadoes in Iowa last week for Indy. They were drivers that were posting on their story. Shout out Haley Deegan.
Shout out.
And a bunch of other Andretti and all them were posting images, pictures, videos of the storms, the thunderstorms, the crazy weather radar, actual funnel clouds. There was a really funnel tornado that touched down near the track. You could see it. It was crazy. So I mean, I say, weather been getting wild, and it's just sometimes it's that time of year where if you don't if it's raining, it's really raining hard typically. So hopefully I saw something funny. WWE, I think it was, wants to put roof over Bristol to do an event there or something like that. Which don't they do events outside anyways?
They do. I guess it depends on the the time of the year that they want to put on this event.
Didn't they do like WrestleMania at like Raymond James Stadium down in Tampa, which I guess is like Tampa? But like I would just say, like imagine like a race inside of like a dome. It's like you know how loud that would be.
They do, and then they've done a lot of things, especially at baseball parks as well too. Petco Park is another one, and they're Royal Rumble too. I don't think they've ever really done one at a NASCAR speedway or racing speedway. So this will be interesting. But they do like a lot of outside events. They just put the cover over the ring, and sometimes they'll heat the ring up if it's like a cold day. Because they did WrestleMania at MetLife Stadium, and obviously I think it was like maybe in the low 40s.
Okay, but then the ring heated.
The ring was heated just for them.
That's sick. Yeah, I mean it's not. It wouldn't be the first time or the last time. I'm sure Bristol gets rearranged, renovated to host a sporting event. Virginia Tech and Tennessee hosted a football game there a few years back. Bristol sits on the border of Tennessee and Virginia. For those of you who did not know, but our geography aficionados were already aware, I'm sure.
Ty Dillon has a 64% chance to win from America.
Hell yeah.
They want Ty Dillon to win over Ty Gibbs.
But yeah, I mean, there's going to be a baseball game coming up in like 2 or 3 weeks down at Bristol. The MLB Speedway Classic, the Atlanta Braves and the Cincinnati Reds are going to be transforming the field and playing a game, 9 innings down there. Pretty cool, pretty fun. So, yeah, excited. I mean, I'd love to make it down there if I could, but nonetheless, I'm curious. I'm interested to see how they how that looks on TV and stuff like that too. Like I'm sure being there would be something else, but I wonder what the broadcast and stuff's going to look like for the event. So
yeah, that should be really interesting.
But man, Tyler, I really wanted Tyler Reddick to advance. I wanted it to be Tyler Reddick versus John Hunter Nemechek. Like the two, I didn't care if it was Ty Dillon or JHN. Like if you made me pick, I was like, I want JHN more, and you'll see why in a minute. But I was just like, yeah, like I don't know. And also too, I talked about Legacy Motor Club and the tie with Matt Kenseth and stuff too. So it's like, you know. I do think it's funny. Ty Dillon, the better of the two Dillons. So, yeah, proving it again. Just showing off why he is the better of the two. So, shout out to you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You have no idea. So,
but any opportunity you got, you shit on him. I love it.
Yeah, gonna just spread those cheeks and because he doesn't. Sometimes I feel a little bit bad. It's like, you know what? It's just because no one should drive that. It's like no one should drive that car. Anybody who drove that car, but that's not Dale Jr. because it's different. It's his dad. You know what I mean? It's different. In the Cup Series, he gets poo-pooed on. I love seeing it in other series. Like I saw a highlight from the first ever truck race ever. JB,
really?
Guess it was not. It was a different driver behind the wheel, but guess what number truck to call first ever crash and truck series race? It was at Phoenix Raceway.
Number 3.
Yeah, I think it was Mike Skinner driving, and it was cool. He had the number 5 truck, the DuPont Chevrolet of the DuPont, and then you had the number 24 DuPont truck too. It was pretty sick. I don't know, just badass. I like seeing that. I was like, that's so cool to see the number 3 truck. It's so cool to see the number 3 in the Xfinity series. You know what I mean? Like Austin Dillon won a championship driving the number 3 car, and I have shit a lot on saying that like Richard Childress is nothing without Dale Earnhardt. Like they're a really good Xfinity team, and they have won championships in the other divisions of NASCAR. In the Cup, they have been nothing without Dale Earnhardt, which is a fact. And they haven't been anything since Dale Earnhardt either, really.
Sad to say, but yeah, it's true.
But
These
yeah, in the cup, and I think it's because it's like the disrespect of the number 3, and yeah, I mean they haven't really been able to put together. Kyle Busch was running up near the front early in the race, and I thought maybe he'd be able to put together, but too rowdy, too early. So, but JB,
oh boy,
I feel like Bruce Buffer right now. It's time. For Mr. Car of the Week.
Will we have overlap this week is the big question.
I don't know. I had a soft 4, and now I've got like I'm debating. I have a few that like I want to say like might make it, but I don't know. Like we'll see.
We shall see. I will start this off though. My number 5. This one's a little bit different for me. I went with my heart on this one. shout out to the old days of when I used to work at Best Buy, and I used to have to call this trucking company to figure out where the hell our shipment was, because I worked in shipping and receiving, so I used to call them all the time. The number 31 from the Xfinity series, Blaine Perkins, driving the number 31 Chevrolet. Because I used to have to call them like literally every Wednesday and Friday when our trucks were late trying to drop off our stuff, because I mean we work in the back, we gotta unload all the stuff, sort it, and then put it out on the floor all before the store closes. So yeah, it was like, yo, where the hell is this truck? Is he showing up? Is he not showing up? I hate it. I hate having to do that.
That's funny.
So I went with my heart there a little bit. Still cool colors. Unfortunately, they look like Wolverine colors with the gold and amazing blue and the white mixed in as well too. But
see, that's the cool thing, JB. You can always just say it's the California Golden Bears, the Kent State Golden
There you go.
Flashes.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah, there's so many other teams that rock blue and white and yellow.
I will do that instead. Number 4, Mr. Ryan Truex with the number 24 New Jersey State Police car.
Okay.
In the Xfinity series as well too. I know some sound of the police. It was a cool looking car. I like it. Still slightly reminds me of Michigan colors as well too. But now, as you said, that it's the California Golden Bears colors. So
yeah, or the Delaware Blue Hens. Yeah.
There we go as well too. Number 3, my man had to spin out today. Just kind of ruined his day. One Mr. Ross Chastain, drive number 1, Moose.
Be a Moose.
Chevrolet.
Shout out our boy Brett.
Shout out. It was a cool looking car. Cool concept as well too. I think he has to kind of go back to the watermelon cars, because he's just been having a little bit of bad luck with these other ones that he's been running as well too. The Busch Apple.
The Moose has been, I think, a sponsor of his for a minute and too as well, at least for a couple of years. But yeah, I know what you mean. It's been a little bit been rough sledding last few weeks. Have some tough spin outs and but either way, he'll get back. He's in the playoffs, so
yeah, he's in the playoffs. He's all good. That's probably what he's saving the watermelon for. Number 2, we don't talk about this guy at all. One Mr. JJ Yelly.
Yeah, he doesn't race all the time. He's part of New York Racing, or NY Racing, I should say. I can't remember the last time. He has gotten some early love from us, JB. If you remember Arlington, I want to say it was, and I don't know if I've talked about this on Fast and Loose, or if I've just been talking about this on NASCAR Reddit. Might have been a little bit of both where I've talked about it. Yeah,
either or.
They don't race all the time. The number 44 was driven by Brennan Poole at Pocono. But yeah, pretty cool car this week. I'm glad it made your list. Now it makes me feel a little bit better about if it did or didn't make my list.
It's still cool. It was the number 44 Ultimate Tailgating R from Chevy. Like, I just like the black and gray mix. It reminds me of Raiders colors. How it just kind of like flows into each scheme. And it's a tailgating car. So like, how can you not go wrong with a tailgating car?
He had a Darlington, the throwback weekend. He had a really cool 44 Wawa's car. But they didn't they're off. I'm surprised. I was honestly, when I was double checking the paint schemes, I was surprised to see them on there, because they're even when they are racing that weekend, they're almost never on the on the list. It's like they don't put it in their image in time or something. But it's funny to me. So.
And number 1, I got Mr. Ryan Preece driving the number 60 Castrol Ford, which is actually had a checker piece on it as well too, and the paint scheme is WNBA basketball colors too.
Oh yeah, I saw there was there's a chick on it, Alicia something.
I don't know who it is exactly on there.
Me either.
And then I looked today, and it looked like they changed the front hood of it too, so it might have been something else on there. I think they might have switched it with just the Castrol front.
I wonder.
Cover and not put her up there. But still, anyway, I like the car. It was cool. Chest piece on the side.
Maybe that WNBA statement last night at Paris, which you always do.
Yeah, that might have that might have hurt things as well too. So.
Well, they had to change the hood because they took the money for the hood and paid the girls what they owed them. They're like, all right, we got to get a Castro.
We're not gonna get into the NBA revenue. We're not gonna do it. But
those women we like to talk about are Catherine Legg, Haley Deegan, Cynthia Gauthier, Jamie Sullivan, Kayla Blood Granger,
Shout out to the ladies.
There's other women in racing. I'm not remembering right now. Racer B on Instagram. Racer B. Shout out. Racer
all the young ladies that are in F1 academies right now as well too. Amazing race series on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
They are
shout out
dedicated to sport, man.
Go women in motorsports.
But those are my top 5 for car of the week. Let's see if we got some overlap. What do you got?
All right, JB, time for the blue pills for the soft 4 to turn into a hard 5. I want to say, first of all, before I even dive into the car of the week, I want to do a little bit of poking fun.
Oh boy,
it is if for those of you who may not be aware, Wood Brothers Racing is a one-car team, one of the oldest teams in NASCAR. Maybe I think it's actually the oldest.
I believe so.
Number 21, Josh Berry. They have a partnership, like an affiliation with Penske. Very common. Other teams have it. 2311 has one with JGR and such. Legacy Motor Club and Hendrick. It's quite common. JR Motorsports and Hendrick. And one thing that I found really funny is, and I've noticed throughout this year, is the shared sponsors of Penske and the number 21 of Josh Berry. Not all of them, but some. For example, you never see any of the other guys drive in the number 2, like the Ford Motorcraft. That's like an exclusive number for the 21. But you have seen the Aero 21 that you saw Austin Cindric drive in the Aero 2. You saw the Aero 2 Freightliner, and then you saw the Aero 21 Freightliner. You saw the Dex 12 imaging of Ryan Blaney, and then you saw that in the number 21 of Josh Berry. It's like you've seen the number 12 black with the red chrome number 12 Advanced Auto Parts from Ryan Blaney. And again, driving the hand-me-down paint scheme. It's just
the hand-me-down like, paint scheme.
Seeing Josh Berry, it's like, I feel like as like it's like when you go over to your friend, okay, and you see their little brother wearing like their old shirt, you're like, yo, they're wearing your shirt, or like if
that used to be your shirt,
or like if you were a teacher, you know what I mean, and like you go through and it's like 1 year you have like, you know, a brother, and then like, you know, like 2 years later, like you have like his little brother. Oh, like are you Jeremy's younger brother? Like, yeah, I am.
I get what you mean.
Fast was my big brother. Mr. Smooth, you know, Mr. Chill. I could tell you wear like the exact same outfit he would do like every time. I'm like, oh, that's not only do you look just like him, but you wear his clothes.
Dress just like him too. Like
yeah. You walk like me, you talk like me.
Walk like a duck, talk like a duck.
Oh, so I just think it's so funny. Like, obviously they have the affiliation, but Penske, like, it's just Josh Berry always I see it. It's like, oh, he's just driving the hand-me-downs that week.
It's like the redhead stepchild of like paint schemes.
But I want to shout out, and I'm starting off with honestly, JB, I don't think we have too much overlap this week. It's
really?
Surprise. Yeah, I mixed it up a little bit. I saw a car. I think this might have. I think we're starting to like overlap a little bit, but like for like spot like, you know, cars you've had before, but I didn't pick. It's like when the few times where like we've had overlap, the few different cars that, you know, it's like we're seeing those ones again.
We're seeing those ones in a new light. Overlap. It's like, all right, I like separately, this one.
Yeah. So shout out to AJ Allmendinger, who didn't even finish this race. The number 16 Campers in RV. The silhouette kind of reminds me of my tattoo that I have with like the
bear.
Yeah, you know, you have like the silhouettes in there. It had like the white out of like the trees in there. I like camping, so I think that's pretty cool. I just got a van not too long ago, so hoping to turn that into like a little camping van and shit. So, you know, rocking and rolling, that's my RV. So, you know, van life, shout out. You know, but so AJ Allmendinger, although you didn't make it to the end of the race, it's okay.
Just some bad luck. Just a bad day.
Yeah. And you know, this car, if it was a fraction, it would be 1/3 more than it made in race revenue from its position, because it had to race as an open car today. And they only make 1/3 of theirs. And I'm referencing the 23 of Bubba Wallace. Space Force. rocking and rolling. Although they're an open car, that like gray and black with the white and then like the silver like chrome trim around the 23.
I was gonna put them on my
pretty solid, pretty badass. I had to throw that out there. Pretty cool, and that definitely did make my list. One to shout out Bubba Wallace with the 23. Sucks that they're racing as an open team. Didn't have to worry about that at all this week. Next week is cool. I'm wondering if there's going to be, especially with like the announcement before Dover this week, if other people are like, oh shit, I wonder if we should try to throw something together and like just maybe if we can see if we can get into Indy, you know what I mean? Just to do it, you know.
I'm hoping some good news comes out of this week before Indy.
We'll see.
Who knows?
We'll see. You know, there's always the chance the judge could always like say, yeah, there's gonna be a restraining order after the fact, and like they're back to their charters and shit like that. So we'll see what happens. But we're gonna move on. I foreshadowed this a little bit earlier. I was really hoping this guy would make it to the finale in Indy, who we were just talking about. John Hunter Nemechek and the Hertz 42. Shout out! It was a sick looking scheme, and I mean, just man, he's gonna sound like they're gonna ask him. You know, he can do his best O.J. Simpson, who was a big spokesperson for Hertz, sponsor of John Hunter Nemechek. And it's like, did you make it to the finale? Or did you beat Ty Dillon? Did you make it to the finale of the in-season challenge? He's going to look at the camera and say, I didn't do it.
Couldn't get it done.
Yeah, I didn't do it.
Couldn't get it done.
You know, he could write a book if I did it. You know, if I won.
If I won. Yeah, this is how I would have won.
Yeah. So he's doing a little bit of that, you know. Hopefully he doesn't chop his wife's head off.
It's got real dark real quick.
But yeah, I mean, I thought that was a really sick car. And like I said, Legacy Motor Club, the knowing that they have that affiliation with Matt Kent, it definitely making my list. I was kind of like, those three definitely were peeping out earlier in the week and had to shout it out. Another car I kind of foreshadowed making my list. They made the Gas Pass Crash my crash. No shocker here with the Miller Lite battery car. Noah Gregson. And the lightning bolts on that thing are sick.
Yeah,
and
the lightning bolts I really do like though.
They drove this in Michigan as well, and it's pretty sick. Honestly, it might have made like my mentions before too, but I don't really care. I was looking through it. It's badass. It deserves a second mention, especially if it's not getting the nod for the first overall. But I mean, sick, nasty. It is pretty bad. You know, it's solid. So I have one car left, JB. I have been kind of mulling this around.
What will it be?
I have been mulling it around. So we'll see. There's two that I was kind of like playing with. It's like one that I want to go with, but like feel dirty about. Yeah, fuck it. You know what? I give Cody Ware my car of the week all the time. The number 35 Treetop Lemonade from Riley Herbst. That's a sick looking car, bro. That's a cool looking car. And like the Riley Herbst needs something good to happen to him, you know, like
he needs something.
He's so like I champion won yet in the Cup Series. But man, that 35 Treetop, and it's like he hasn't finished the race today too. It sucks. It's like I think I bookended car of the week, JB, with my two cars like with DNFs. But it's like, and I don't think we had any overlap at all this week.
We did not. I think this is like an actual first.
I think it was actually. And you know what? And this isn't. And you can maybe say I juked the stats a little bit because I did have, in like my soft 7, I would say, because it was an initial soft 4 before the race. I always add some more during the race, stuff like that. I had like a soft 7. I did have, the Moose Lodge for the Moose Fraternity Ross Chastain in there, and I also did have the what was it? I'm trying to think of your other cars that you mentioned. Now they're already slipping my mind. The JJ Yeley. Yeah. I also had that as like maybe you putting it in there made me feel like okay, he just loved there. I'll exclude him from mine because I have a couple other people who I wanted to shout out.
Fair enough.
Again, you know what I mean, like so. I definitely dug it. John Hunter Nemechek 2 weeks in a row for me making the list. He had the sick mobile scheme last week, the Hertz scheme this week. The colors of Legacy Motor Club are solid. They have like the black with the gold. It's just a clean looking a race team, and hopefully they can right the ship. If you look into the history of the team, like it's kind of messy. It's like it was part can't remember one team, but then Everingham, and then there's like also like it's basically like it's Richard Petty Enterprises and Richard Petty, like a lot of like Petty Enterprises, and now it's like Jimmy Johnson in the fold. So there's a lot of like racing legends, hence the legacy name. It's like there's the Pettys and the Johnsons. I mean, 14 championships between those two guys right there. But I say that yeah. Honestly, this was a weird car of the week. I feel like this week a lot of really cool options, but I don't know. I think it's the red flag, like from the race, that like just kind of like this kind of just like I don't know, just kind of like put like we were geared up, we were going like
it put like a little damper on the tail end of the race.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know, it feels weird. It's like you're going balls to the wall and you still had a little in the tank, and like what you would have felt like you naturally burned through it. You're like, oh wow, we were able to conserve a lot more fuel. And it's like I feel like I still got like could have probably stretched another 20 miles out of this tank, or
you still feel like you could have done probably like 10 more laps to try and see like, all right, let's truly settle this out.
It would have been so cool if they were like, yeah, like we're gonna do a couple warm-up laps and then you guys are gonna run full 14. So
that would have been nice.
But hey, oh well.
Yeah,
we know that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, we know the rules.
But yeah, I mean, I think that kind of would wrap up car of the week, JB. Coming into next week, I'm curious. Do you agree with America? Do you agree with the 64% of America that says Ty Dillon is going to be your $1 million winner of the inaugural in-season tournament?
I'm gonna go against the grain. Give me Ty Gibbs on this one. Okay,
yeah. I'll go with you. If you want to wave the Ty Gibbs flag, I'll wave the Ty Dillon flag.
All right.
Hell yeah. We'll see which one of our guys goes home $1 million for next week. In general, can you give me in a row? Do you have a prediction? Do you have any early predictions for us for the race at all? Do you have any early predictions?
Not right now. I need to do some research. I need to do some research and honestly see what the track looks like. Are there any breaking news throughout this week that could sway me just a little bit more? But if I got to pick an early one just right now off the top of my head, give me Kyle Larson.
Okay.
Give me Kyle Larson off the top of my head. My final pick, but
last time he was in Indy, it was a 200-lap race, and I think he only made it 92 laps or 97 laps. So let's see if he can make the full 400 miles this time.
Come on, man.
So we'll see. But very interesting. It'll be fun. And yeah, see, I'm curious. You've been hot as far as like your predictions and stuff. So very cool, man. And
let's see.
Yeah, I don't know if I had to make a prediction right now. You put me on the spot. I'm like, for some reason, we're going to the Brickyard, and I'm thinking back to when Jamie McMurray, little Jamie McMurray. You see, like on NASCAR, right? People are always talking about. I can hear Larry McReynolds saying Jamie McMurray's name, like little Jamie McMurray. I can see like William Byron, maybe like I think Jamie McMurray. He won the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 the same year. I was like, maybe William Byron does that somehow, some way. He's been fast all year. He was up near the front. Hendrick, before when they went back to the green before the first caution, when Bell spun out, I want to say. Well, I think a little bit after before they pitted and stuff coming back, but they were 3 through 6. They're 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So they were rolling and they were looking good. So I know they didn't finish that way, but the Hendrick cars are always fast. They're kind of like the premier team in NASCAR. So I'm gonna go with Kyle Larson's Hendrick teammate and William Byron as an early prediction for next week. But yeah, and then. You know me, I got Ty Dillon winning $1 million. So
Ty Gibbs, come on.
So next week, car JB. Let me double check to see where they're at. Just yes or no. Does Penske get back to form, or are they going to be kind of still struggling per usual, or like kind of like struggling as they have been for the past few weeks? They're in Monterey, which I believe is out. I think they're out in LA. Next week. So, yeah, the Laguna is in California, Pebble Roads. So, 95 laps, 2.238 mile track. Let's see. I'm trying to look up. My phone's having trouble. Winner last year. Familiar names. Alex Palou. Year before that, Scott Dixon. Year before that, Alex Palou. So, we'll see who ends up taking home.
I think Penske might have another rough weekend.
I think so too. I'm gonna have to see it to believe before they turn it around. But Paddle Award, finished first. I think Palou finished 10th. Nipped the championship lead gap from 100 and something down to 99 points. So you're saying there's a chance. It's not over till it's over. It's not over yet, JB. It'd be a pretty big upset, but if Paddle Award does it, it'd be pretty sick. So I'm excited for IndyCar next week. Hopefully we get another really good race out of it. And we'll see. Got a fun race next week with Brickyard and with IndyCar. So rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
But this has been episode 19. I know didn't have as much to shout out as far as drivers. Jeremy Mayfield, driver the number 19. Chase Briscoe, P2 finished actually. We should have shouted Chase Briscoe out. Started at second, finished second. So after 400 miles, started where he finished or finished where he started. Shot ahead, fresh tires. Thought he'd give Denny a run for his money. Just couldn't.
Helped a little bit too on that the restart.
Couldn't quite clear him. It was close. I thought he was going to get him. Just Denny, a little bit more, just the back fender, just long enough for him to not be able to clear him. And he had the momentum getting out of the exits, be able to stay on the throttle and just getting the win. So shout out Denny Hamlin once again, conquering the Monster Mile. We will one day not only get to Dover, but we'll have to get JB one of those Monster Mile statues for sure.
If anyone knows where I can get one of those statues, just let me know.
Yeah, drop it in the comments or reach out to us on social media or something. But this has been episode 19 of Fast and Loose with JB Smooth and Chase Emily. He's fast, I'm loose, and we'll see you next time for the Christopher Bell, the Tony Stewart, Christopher Bell, Matt Kenseth Part 2 episode, because he did drive the number 20 as well for a few years. But number 17 is where you really know him from. But yeah, shout out. So we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.